I'm going to share the one thing that has you become a magnet for manifestation, especially in the areas of career and abundance, and helps you shift from the old frequency to the new frequency. I've had a private practice with emotional healing and helping clients with goals since 2017, and it is the foundation for having big shifts come quickly. From focusing on this one thing, my clients have doubled and even tripled their incomes, have new careers that they never thought possible. Let's dive in. So I'm sitting in the middle of a Joe Dispenza retreat, and a woman goes up to the stage and shares, "When I opened my heart, my whole life changed." So she goes on to share a story about how she wasn't really doing the work. And when she started opening her heart, it was so painful because she believed that she had to earn love. And that zinged something in my heart too, this recognition like, oh, I see myself as this loving person, and I still have this belief going on that I need to earn love. And there's still these walls up. I could feel the places where I was still cautious and holding back. So she goes on to share how she did these meditations and she would feel the pain in her heart as she was opening it, but she just stuck with it and kept doing it and doing it. And then her whole body healed and her life is completely different right now. And it reminded me of when I was a little kid. My family was also like, you have to earn love. They didn't say it, but it felt true. We constantly had to earn grades, be good, stuff your feelings, people please. And I remember my dad always spending way more time with my brother than he did with me. He taught him martial arts and played chess with him. And when I wanted to join in, he said, no, because you're a girl. And in that moment, I felt so much the sting of this kind of rejection in my heart, so much pain, because I couldn't earn that. I could do all the other things that they wanted me to do, but I couldn't become a boy. And it felt so painful that my father wasn't spending this kind of time with me, that I built this wall over my heart and I started holding a huge grudge against him. So when I became a teenager, he would constantly be trying to make me food and change my tires. And I was just pissed because I still had this filter going on like, oh, you want to make me food because you think I'm incompetent. You think I can't change my tires. Like you think I'm not as good as a boy. And that was all I could see. And I was looking for evidence of it all the time. And I had built up so much momentum with this that it was hurting my heart so much that I had just pushed my dad out. And when I went to my first personal growth course in 2002, when I was 24, I went because I really wanted a breakthrough in my career and my finances. I was clear. I was not interested in anything to do with my family because it had been so painful and futile to get close to them, to feel understood, to feel valued. And then one of the first things that happened, it was a 3-day intensive training, is a person went up to the mic sharing about how they were there with their family and how amazing it was, how they were so grateful for their family, how close they all were. And I immediately started crying. And I was surprised by all the emotion that I felt, all the envy that I felt. And I realized that I was taking me so much energy to hold up this wall and how badly I wanted a family that was close and loving. And then later in the retreat, I had these other breakthroughs. I realized that my story about my dad was so entrenched that I couldn't see the ways he was loving me because it wasn't in the way that I wanted. It wasn't by allowing me to do things my brother was doing. It wasn't by saying, I love you. Our family doesn't say, I love you. So I was missing it. And I decided in that moment, okay, it's so undeniable that I really care about my family. I'll work on my career and my family. So the next time I went to go see my dad, my heart felt so much more wide open. I felt this guilt that I had been such a brat and not seeing all the ways he was loving me and how patient he had been with me. So I started saying, I love you to him every time I left him. And he wouldn't say it back. He would kind of quietly pat me on the shoulder and walk off. And this went on for months. Be like, all right, Dad, I'm going now. I love you. And then he would pat me on the shoulder and walk off. And this went on for a whole year. And I just kept doing it because it wasn't about him saying it back. It was just about me expressing my love for him. And after a year, as I was leaving, as I said, bye, I love you, Dad, and I left, I was going to leave, he quietly just said, I love you, and then patted my shoulder and walked off. And in that moment, I felt so much emotion, just like so much love and just like this like moment of just like, holy shit, what just happened? a miracle just happened. And I realized in that year where I was slowly healing and feeling my way through that pain in my heart and opening it, that other things had started happening. My career slowly started shifting. I went from just graduating with a degree in liberal arts and temping and making like $10 an hour to slowly getting my first full-time job and then another job that I liked better. And I hadn't been focused on my career. I had been really just focused on my heart, but this had all happened anyway. And then as I continued to work on my heart, I realized that it wasn't just about opening my heart. It wasn't this cut and dry thing. There was so much in it, how safe I felt in the world, how worthy, how open I was to receiving from life, giving and receiving love to another being. And that was directly affecting my career. I went on to have my own private business, and my income kept increasing. My hours kept going down. It was a complete byproduct of opening my heart. All this creativity started pouring out, all this desire to be of service and make a difference that organically led me on this path to where I am now, which is now doing this emotional healing. And I was so grateful that I did this, because when my father eventually got dementia in 2018, right before I moved to Mexico, he was laying on the bed when he came to visit with my family, and he had barely had a lucid moment in months. He had been having all these physical health issues. I just reached out and grabbed his hand, and this lucid moment transpired between us where I could feel the love going back and forth between us. And I saw him and I could see he was clear. And for a solid minute, we just held hands like that. And then a few months later, he passed away. And I was so grateful that I had this moment with him and that I had done all this hard work. And the universe had shown me that your heart is actually the doorway to everything else, because my whole life had blossomed. And when this woman this summer got up on the stage and said that, I opened my heart and my entire life transformed. I realized, oh my God, all this work I've been doing with clients, I hadn't quite formulated it so clearly. It was all about opening the heart and returning home to our inherent sense of worthiness, to where our aliveness naturally flows. And my clients, I have so much evidence of my clients having careers they never thought they would have. I have so many clients who have doubled and tripled their income. And we don't focus on money specifically per se. We focus on their heart and what's in the way of them doing what they love. And all that stuff happens constantly as a byproduct. I started reading about the heart, and I realized, oh, according to Dr. Joe and Greg Braden, Lynn McTaggart, all these people who research heart coherence and manifestation, the heart coherence, when we are in an open heart coherent state, we are feeling the state of gratitude for what already is, the state of well-being, and it sends out a clear signal to the universe that is like a radio tower. The more we go into coherence, the more we open our heart, the stronger the signal gets. I have a free AI bot. When you sign up for my newsletter, you can start the process of working on healing your heart by just entering in whatever you're feeling in your heart at the moment, whatever's triggering you, and it will begin that process of helping you to start unraveling all that falseness, all the walls that came from our early life, which is where we develop so much of this protection. The heart is the pathway to magnetic manifestation. It's not just some nice, feely, good to have thing. It is literally the powerhouse of your radio tower to the universe, and it is literally who you are.